Welcome into this carrier update. I'm Tony Mulvey, joined by Donny Gilbert. And Donny, if carriers were looking for a bright spot in this week impacted by winter, they're starting to see some positive things because of the weather.
Before we get to that, then, we have some breaking news for the carrier update.
Gosh.
Yes, and I'm not going to spill the beans just yet, but we're going to get to it. It's going to be my last chart in this segment. But we will start off with what you're talking about. Yes, we talked about rejection rates yesterday starting to pick back up. Well, this is the result. We see the NTI, prices starting to go up. Is it good? Well, yes. But these carriers, they might be stuck on the side of the freeway somewhere. So, and this is what's the problem. How does this affect, well, Miami? It can, because if all these trucks are delivering into Miami, they're stuck north of Atlanta.
Yep.
Or we're stuck. So they're a day or two behind. Now, these big mega carriers, they're not giving the freight back. You don't have to take it back if you need it moved. They're going to keep accepting. They're going to keep telling you, yes, Tony, I'm going to have a truck there. I'm going to have a truck there. We're fine. And they have no idea how they're going to get it. Yeah. That's what happens. Or they pick it up and get it to a drop yard. And now it's stuck on a drop yard as that truck is still stuck and hasn't delivered. He's 2 days behind. Yeah. So that's that steamroll. So what do these brokers or shippers do? They'll pull the loads off. They'll go to the spot market. They'll find out capacity is a little bit tight because the trucks haven't made it inbound and made it outbound. Yeah. Rates go up. Now it's just a few cents here, but this shows what's going on. We'll be able to put a little asterisk up here just a little bit and say winter storm of 2024.
Yeah, but I mean, it's something is better than nothing, right? I mean, if you look at the way this was headed, right? Look at the way spot rates were trending, right? You peaked out at what, 243 back beginning of the year, right after the new year. We've trended down. I mean, we were down, what, 12 cents by the time we start to recover?
We would have equalized right back here where we were before Christmas, around that 20th, which is around that 225 mark, where we sat for months.
Yeah, and that's where, ultimately, that's where we were headed. It sounds bad in a way, but it takes events like severe winter weather, hurricanes, I guess that falls under that, but to help create kind of imbalances of capacity and demand that ultimately help push rates up. And you see it, and now the key is, can you take advantage of it, and how long does it last, right? We're talking here in Chattanooga, by the end of next week, we're back up into the 60s.
We're 2 days and you're seeing it. If you don't have a program like Sonar, by the time you realize it,
it could already be headed back down.
It might already be back down to 230. Yeah. Let's go to the next chart here. And this is what I was talking about. So here's our NTI in green. We're just looking at, and these are our rejection rates. Yep. Well, you can see these rejection rates started on the 11th, started really picking back up, and then the market reacted. Now, this has got a 2.5 day tender lead time. So here, the spot rates start reacting here within a few days. This is what you need to watch out for, was these rejection rates starting to go back up. Now, look at it. It's only 4.25% to 4.5%, so not a big deal yet. But about the time we get to that 4.75, you can tell it's moved a 0.5% in just a couple of days.
And now we're up over a full percentage point in about a week.
And you see the market rates actually starting to react. Now, just so everybody knows, 237, that is not the average spot rate. This is an average of several lanes that we feel are very important, hundreds of lanes, and we take the average.
Yeah, over 250 miles and all drive-in.
Yes, and so that number 237 is not the important number. What's important to watch is the down and the up. Yeah. So when we start seeing our numbers start moving up, you know that spot rates are moving up. You might be running 200 mile runs. Well, your rates are going to be a lot higher because per day, what you got to bring in for that per day average on that truck is going to be a lot higher. So you might be charging $5 a mile. It's not 237. So just keep in mind that's an average. Let's go to the next chart here. Reefer outbound tender rejection rates and flatbed outbound tender rejection.
Same trend, right? Things are starting to pick up. And again, because these two modes are impacted in the same way that the drive-in market, like the conditions that the drivers face are the same. Now, some of this you can see a shift from a shipper perspective, protect from freeze, things like that, where goods have to be kept at a certain temperature. They go in reefers, but just because it's a reefer load doesn't mean it's 34 degrees.
Don't you run me out of time, Tony. You ready?
Yep.
Let's go. Next chart. RTI, the average reefer spot rate, is now in sonar as of this morning. And you see it's been bouncing between 250 and 275 here. We can go back, I believe, all the way to July of 2022. Average spot rate that we show for reefer day, 280, and you see the same thing.
Picking it?
Well, actually, this is since December.
It's been picking up the whole time.
Moving back up, and this is going to help push that up. So we have RTI, and we have FTI. And NTI. NTI is dry van, RTI is reefer, FTI is flatbed. Average spot rates. I'm excited. I've been wanting this for a long time, and they are finally in sonar starting today.
Awesome stuff, Donnie. As always, thank you so much for this. Right now, we'll hand it back over to Bill Priestley.